The man bought a plane ticket every day, but he never boarded a flight. Instead, he just sat in the airport lounge watching TV. Until one day, every athlete on the screen suddenly collapsed. That's when the man realized time had run out. He walked up to a security guard, knocked him out, and took his weapon. The crowd screamed, thinking it was a terrorist attack, but the man ran straight toward a plane. The flight attendant, sensing something was wrong outside, hurried to close the cabin door, but the man jammed it open with his gun. He forced his way in, rushed to the cockpit, and held the pilot at gunpoint, demanding an immediate takeoff. He explained they had to get out of there before sunrise, or everyone would die. The pilot looked confused. Then came a knock on the cockpit door, and while the man was distracted, the pilot tried to wrestle the weapon from him, but the gun went off accidentally, and the pilot was shot in the hand. Now, with only one working hand, he was unable to fly the plane. The man had no choice but to return to the cabin, and asked if anyone on board knew how to fly. Luckily, a woman named Kelly said she could pilot a helicopter. It wasn't much, but it was something, so he brought her to the cockpit. He urged her to push the throttle, and slowly, the plane lifted off the ground. Once they were airborne and flying steadily, the pilot asked what he had meant earlier. The man explained that he was Major Raymond, an army officer with NATO. He had accidentally overheard a top-secret meeting, where it was revealed the sun had mutated. Anyone exposed to its rays would die. Even hiding inside buildings wouldn't help. They had to stay in the darkness to survive. Naturally, no one believed what Raymond said, but with a gun in his hand, they had no choice. The pilot then made an announcement over the intercom. Per Raymond's orders, their destination had changed, from Moscow to Iceland. Confusion spread among the passengers. One brave mother stood up and protested. Her son had a critical surgery scheduled in Moscow, but Raymond simply raised his gun and told her to sit down. Soon after, a passenger suddenly vomited. Panic spread, with others fearing an outbreak. Amid the chaos, a man took the chance to wrestle the gun away from Raymond and ordered the flight attendants to lock the major in the bathroom. Raymond had no choice but to comply, but it didn't take long before the sight at Iceland's airport stunned the pilot. Fights had broken out on the ground as desperate crowds battled for a spot on a plane. Landing in Iceland was no longer an option, and to make things worse, they didn't have enough fuel to make it to the next airport.